Now, the Nebbiolo grape is basically the Rolls-Royce of Italian grapes.
Rolls-Royce for Italian reds? Maybe you want to say Ferrari?
Yes, Ferrari, sorry. Yes, for any Italians watching this, apologies. I mean the Ferrari of Italian grapes, of course. Hi, I'm Victoria. Welcome to my channel called Come Back with Wine, where I review affordable wines in a light-hearted way. Today, I'm going to cover Italian reds. Now, Italy is the country in the world that produces the most wine, even more than France. However, it is also the country the hardest to get your head around. The reason why is because there are 20 different wine regions in Italy, more than 350 native Italian grapes, and the wine labels are hard to read and frankly hard to understand as well. During this episode, I'm going to cover the three main red wine regions of Italy. Tuscany, home of Chianti, which is mostly made with Sangiovese. Veneto, which makes Valpolicella, so a blend of Valpolicella, but also Amarone. And last but not least, Piemonte, which is the home of Barolo and Barbaresco, which are amazing wines made with the Nebbiolo grape. Now, the Nebbiolo grape is basically the Rolls-Royce of Italian grapes.
Rolls-Royce for Italian reds? Maybe you want to say Ferrari?
Yes, Ferrari, sorry. Yes, for any Italians watching this, apologies. I mean the Ferrari of Italian grapes, of course. So we'll start by trying a Valpolicella that I bought in Lidl for $7.99, which is Valpolicella Ripasso Classico Superior 2020. Now, the fact that it's got Classico Superior means that it comes from a historical part, the more historical part of Valpolicella. It also means that it will have to aged in oak for 12 months. And Valpolicella is made from a blend of Corvina, Rondinella and Molinara. Now, the fact that it's also called Ripasso means that it undergoes a kind of second fermentation where the wine is basically repassing on the pomace. Pomace is the remains of pulp, grape and seeds. And this method gives the wine kind of more texture, more richness, and kind of a bit more, let's say, a bit more oomph, a bit more flavor. So let's try this wine. So already you can see from the color, it's more of a kind of a ruby red. Unfortunately, I didn't get an Amarone because they're quite expensive, but maybe in a future episode we can try Amarone because it is also a delicious wine that comes from that region of Veneto.
We need a few more subscribers before we can afford Amarone.
Yeah, exactly, yes. So please subscribe to our channel. So I'm getting a bit of definitely vanilla, quite a lot of vanilla from the oak. Getting more black fruits, probably red cherries, plum, pepper, black pepper. So yeah, quite high in tannins, high in acidity. I'm definitely getting ripe plums, definitely vanilla from the oak, and some kind of like tomato almost. Tastes a bit of like tomato. It's nice for $7.99. The finish isn't that long though. It's probably a medium finish, I would say, but not a bad start at all. So the next one we're going to try is a Chianti Reserva that I bought in Sainsbury's for £8.25. So Chianti Reserva, and then apologies, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the wine. What I would say about Chianti Reserve, Chianti needs to be made with 75% Sangiovese. The fact that it's Reserva means it would have been aged for a minimum of 2 years before being released. The fact that it's Chianti and not Chianti Classico, if it was Chianti Classico, it would be made in the more historical kind of district part of Chianti, which wines are typically more expensive. And obviously because there's not the word Classico, it means it's made outside of that kind of historical district. So let's try this one and see how it compares with the other ones.
Hannibal Lecter's favourite wine was Chianti, if you recall.
Oh yeah, that's true. So another kind of ruby red color. I'm getting more like herbal notes on this one. Almost like dried oregano. Probably slightly some more kind of meaty flavors as well. Meaty scent. I'm also getting a bit of tomato, like kind of that ketchup smell. Yeah, and probably red cherries. More like red fruits.
Is there anything that's not in it?
So again, very tannic. Italian ones are known to be kind of high in tannins, and that's mainly to go with the food they eat, you know, like tomatoes, which is quite high in acidity, and obviously, you know, cured meat, pasta dishes, which are quite rich. Acidity is also quite high. I have to say, kind of this, what you get on the nose is actually better than what you get on the palate. I'm getting kind of more fruity flavors, so like red cherries, and kind of that dried oregano as well, but not so much that kind of tertiary meaty flavor. And the finish is probably medium as well. So the next wine we're going to try is a Barolo from Waitrose, which I bought for $14.99, reduced down from $19.99. But you will struggle to find a Barolo that's a lot cheaper than that because they're quite expensive wines. So Barolo needs to be aged for a minimum of 36 months, which 18 of it needs to be aged in oak. It's made with Nebbiolo grape. And it's also very good for aging because it's got high acidity and very high in tannins. So as you can see, it's a very kind of light, transparent red. Barolos are never opaque. They always have that kind of light color to them. And as they age, they become a bit more orangey in color. Now let's see what we get on the nose. So I get black cherries, definitely vanilla from the oak. Some spice, maybe like cinnamon spice, and definitely that kind of leathery notes, kind of those tertiary notes because of, you know, the aging process as well. So yeah, it packs a punch. They're very kind of deep in terms of the flavors you get in Barolo. You can't, you know, it definitely is quite a strong red, very high in tannins, high acidity. I'm getting that black cherry, cinnamon, vanilla, leather. Basically what you get on the nose is what you get on the palate. And the finish, I would say, is, yeah, I can still taste it now, so medium to long finish. Lovely, I could drink this all day long. Just to summarize, I'm going to give the Valpolicella that I bought in Lidl a value score of 8 out of 10 because I was really pleasantly surprised by this one. I thought the wine was lovely, especially for the price. I think it's an absolute bargain. I'm definitely going to buy some next time I go to Lidl. I just thought it just was a great expression of that region. Very fruity, really enjoyable to drink. It would pair so well with like an aged or blue cheese or even dark. So yeah, really pleasantly surprised with this one. The Chianti I bought from Sainsbury's at £8.25. I was a bit more disappointed in that one, so I'm going to give it a value score of 6 out of 10. So I thought on the nose, the notes were really good. However, I thought it felt a bit short in terms of what you got on the palate. So I'm going to give it a value score of 6 out of 10, but I think Chianti would pair really well with like a nice pizza because it's got that kind of high acidity, high tannins that competes really well with that kind of tomatoey taste. A tomato-based pasta or a pizza would be perfect with a nice Chianti.
I thought human being went well with Chianti.
Or human being, whatever you're into. And then third but not least, the Barolo. So I'm going to give that one a value score of 7.5 out of 10 because I thought it was just a fantastic wine, but it is $19.99, quite expensive wine, but it is lovely. Really, if you've never tried Barolo before, please tomorrow go to the shops and buy some. It's really, really quite an unusual red. And that one will pair really well with like a creamy pasta because basically the proteins that you get in the food smooths down those tannins. So anything like a creamy pasta or, like a lamb joint or anything like that with quite high fattiness, a Barolo will be perfect to pair with that. Thank you so much for watching my channel today. Please share the video with your friends, press like, subscribe to my channel as I'll be posting more videos where I review wine. And next week, I will be reviewing Picpoul de Pinet. Merci beaucoup, à bientôt!